Welcome to Java, especially if you are new here. Thank you kindly for joining me. It is January 20th, 2024. It is Monday, so the markets are closed today in the United States in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. It is also the inauguration day for the incoming President Trump. So, with this, we've got a lot going on, and there are many things to talk about, but don't have time. So, in famous words of Inigo Montoya, I'll sum up. So, let's get started, as always, with our favorite risk indicator at the moment, the MMRI. Now it's dropped a bit, 310.9, still in extreme territory, so high risk levels that it has been in some time now. We'll see how things go with the market opening tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting. I'll keep you on top of that, of course. We've got the fear greed meter. Now, this increased significantly on Friday. It was at 29. Now we're heading back into the greed territory, and this is because of some of the things that are expected to change with the new administration. So let's get right into some of the things that are happening. Now, we're going to keep our eye on the 10-year yield. Right now, it's at 4.63, was heading towards 5%. If it hits there, that's going to seriously hit the markets. At the moment, it's retracing as well as the relative strength of the US dollar. Now, it hit over 109 and started going higher. That was crushing United States markets, with this retracing significantly this morning down to 108.3. So, with this, other markets such as the Asian market and the European market, which are open, are enjoying gains from this. So, they are in the green, watching the currencies fluctuate right now with this dollar move. We'll watch this in the morning. Now we've got United States futures are jumping on the tariffs relief. Now, this is looking forward again as the dollar drops, as the 10-year yield drops, that gives breath to the markets and they'll rise. So right now we're watching United States futures in those markets are going green. We'll see if they stay that way in the morning. Now, markets closed again for today. So we've got Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. These had a great surge last night at the rally for the inauguration day. Bitcoin actually hit above 109,000. Now it's got more resistance at 110,000, but it looks as if it's got very strong support staying in this area above the 100,000 level now. So with this, it is also dragging up XRP as well as some other coins. Now, with this, there was a launch of a couple more meme coins with Donald and Melania Trump. They each launched their own. Those were, of course, very volatile, raising incredible percentages last night. And as hers was launched, it pulled some of the funding from the other one. So very volatile there, but we've got a lot of cryptocurrencies coming in as they're still looking at Bitcoin as a possible strategic reserve for the United States. Now, with this, we've got other news. Big banking industry, national banks saying they must continue exercising caution with cryptocurrencies. Now, they're citing the volatility. However, a lot of this is because they still want you in the United States dollar. They still want you getting loans in the United States dollar because the loans and the debt are how these banks make money. So until they make the move into these cryptocurrencies fully, or the central bank digital currency, whatever might be coming out, I think a lot of that forward will have a lot to do with XRP and also be linked in with Chainlink. Now, this is not financial advice, but until they can switch their product into these cryptocurrencies to the where they can also be making money, they want to in the dollar. So they're urging caution until they're ready to make money from this. So with this, we've got Davos going on. This is World Economic Forum. If you're not familiar with them, stick with us or put a comment below if you've got any questions, and I'll do my best to answer. I do read all comments that are at least allowed by YouTube. So with this, we've got the Davos agenda turning to deal making and growth as Trump is taking office, what is going on is these elites now having to accept that he's got office, making the backdoor deals. These are all owners of major corporations, or at least the heads of these, for instance, BlackRock and the like. So they're all doing their backdoor deals now in Davos. With this, I've got a couple of examples here. Now, what do you think are peace deals on war? Are really, these are all corporate deals that are happening in the back end, and I've got proof. Now, with this, we've got Hamas returning 3 Israeli hostages as they free 30 Palestinian prisoners. They've got a ceasefire that began on the 19th. So this is just yesterday. They're all tied in part with this new presidency coming in the United States. Now, with this, we've got the Houthis now saying United States and UK ships can safely take Red Sea passage. Now, this is a major deal that's going on with trade because this is an economic thing, has nothing to do with peace. Just showing you kind of what's going on in the background, if you will, for as much as what I can say here. Now, along with this, we've also got GDP is tied in with this as far as all of the manufacturing of the, how do we say, aside from the bullets, bombs, things that are to go here to enforce these deals. Now, with this, let's turn to the calendar. There's nothing scheduled today because it is the holiday. Not much scheduled Tuesday, but there is going to be quite a bit of news. We'll still be here Wednesday taking a look at leading economic indicators. These don't hold the weight that they used to in the past. Thursday, the jobless claims. Now, this will be a bit looking forward. Now, the Fed is looking at this for the rate cuts is unemployment. We've got also Friday, some of the PMI, as they'll be looking at inflation numbers again. And we've got the Bank of Japan meeting this week. So, as I was speaking about before, all of the trade, the yen also making inverse moves to some of the other currencies. So, this will be on watch because it can definitely affect what they have to do as far as whether they hike or whether they sell US debt in order to protect their currency. So, we've got more earnings coming out. We are in earnings season. These are the major sectors that are going to be affected this week. This is the financials still, communications, as well as industrials. So looking at these are some of the tickers that will be moving. We've got a short note on Honda Auto Finance. Now, the automotive industry has taken some major hits lately, and they're being fined 12.8 million, which really is not that much for reporting errors. However, that could hit them in the morning as far as uh, just a negative news ticker. I'd like to go into something that I think is moving in the background. It is getting some press as of now. However, not nearly what it is for what's moving in the background. Now, between banks and insurance, first we'll start with banks. Klarna, if you're not familiar with what they are, they're buy now, pay later company. We've been speaking about these. Now, they are going to list publicly. And before they do this, the moves that they are doing are very telling. They're expanding their alliance with Stripe, which is payment industry. Stripe is also moving much more rapidly towards cryptocurrency payments. And Klarna is dumping part of their loans. So this is very telling because their loans are not performing, meaning people are not paying on these short-term loans. So they're repackaging, trying to resell these loans and making alliances for the payments in cryptocurrencies. Now with this, we've also got Pulaski Savings Bank failing. So they are the first failure of 2025 for a bank. There will be more coming. And as this says, Millennium Bank is assuming their deposits, and they are also appointing the FDIC as their receiver. They're going to resell all of their assets for pennies on the dollar. We're going to be seeing more of this happening in 2025. Now, moving over to insurance. We've got California announcing that they are moving to sweeping homeowner insurance mandates. Now, as they change the structure of these insurance mandates for the state, these are due to the wildfires that are happening right now. They are pressuring independent companies to take on up to 85% of high risk, high wildfire areas. Now, as they force these companies into these areas, they should take note of what has happened in Florida in particular. Now, what this means is insurance is not going to take on these costs by themselves through the companies. It will be passed on. All of these costs will be passed on. Now, in Florida, this is average cost of home insurance by state. Average annual cost in Florida for homeowners insurance, $9,000 per year. So even if you have your home quote unquote paid off, you're going to be paying $9,000. And this is just for your average home. It's not anything spectacular. So a lot of issues still happening in this industry. They think that they can take this on. However, there's much more behind this. I'm going to cover this more in detail as it comes along, because I think this will largely hit the market in a bit. Now with this, we've got a few other tickers that are happening. If you haven't heard yet, TikTok was on the slate to ban. They're being revived, so to speak, at least extended for some time. TikTok can continue to run in the United States. This is a big deal because this would have hit a few companies in the United States doing business through this company. There's a lot more going on, but at any rate, it's been extended for now. Now, we've got new Make America Healthy Again. RFK Jr. now is taking on Merck. This is over one of their products that is injectable, that he's taking them on now. With all of this, there are now more consequences that are being allowed for these major companies. So, in light of this, the outgoing administration has preemptively pardoned several individuals. One of them, name here, uh, very closely tied into some of these with a lot of injuries that happened from these. So you don't have to pardon if there's no guilt. I'll just leave it at that. For now, there's a lot that is going on in the background. If you would like details on this, you have to leave either questions in the comments or join us on Discord so we can speak more freely about this, as well as the January 6th committee. Now, I just want to bring up one other short reason why you would like to look at owning cryptocurrencies, not necessarily meme coins, but different assets. We've had British Airways now suing airport handlers. $1.2 million over 20 pounds of gold jewelry went missing. So it's very difficult to hold physical assets. They do have their limitations. So I do kind of encourage holding different assets, not just cryptocurrencies, a little bit easier to travel with, but also diversification for multiple reasons. So with this, consider this, not financial advice again. So I hope you're having a wonderful long weekend. And until I see you again, my friends, stay free.